Hello and welcome to another episode of the Vending Machine Tycoon development series. Now, today is just going to be some coding and basically mostly coding today. And I just want to mention that I'm going to go back and create an episode 0 to properly introduce all of this because I realized that I left out some essential things, such as the fact that this video game is intended to be released for mobile, for instance, amongst other pieces of information that you could benefit from if you want to create a game, such as how to start or create the project. And that's really simple. You can just go new project, but I'll go into more detail into episode 0, aka the prelude. I also want to mention that this Cocos IDE, this is the Eclipse one, and what they've actually done is version 2.0 is the IntelliJ one. So IntelliJ is actually another company that creates these IDEs, and IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. All right, and that's just a fancy way of saying text editor, really. A text editor that lets you hit a button that runs your shit. That's it. So don't get too caught up on that if you don't know what it might mean. So why am I telling you this? Just because I'm using the older one, which is a version. I'm not sure what version this is. Let me see. Might say here. Yeah, 1.2.0. And the reason for that is because I downloaded this new one and I found that there were some bugs. I can't remember what was happening exactly, but I basically just couldn't get some shit to run properly. So rather than trying to fix it, which I don't know if it was fixable for me, it might be that the Mac version wasn't tested thoroughly, but I basically just decided to download the old one so I can get on with my life and make the video game rather than spend all day trying to get the new one to work. Hopefully, since when I tried it, it was just released, so hopefully they've ironed out the bugs by now, and I may look into upgrading in the near future. But most of what I've said so far is not specific to this IDE. I mean, what I've really went over is just the code itself, which isn't going to change at all. None of this changes anything like the code or the resources. It's only going to change the aesthetics of this program and change how you might create new projects and how you might add libraries to your project. But it's not going to change the fact that this is JavaScript and that this is using the Cocos library. That's all going to be the same. Okay, and secondly, this right here is the Cocos.js reference, and this is very important to look at because you might want to know something. For instance, you might have the CC sprite, and you're like, okay, what the hell was the CC sprite? And you might want to know, why is it still in capitals? Oh, my shift key is stuck. So you're like, okay, what does this do? How would I hide a sprite, for instance? And so you just go here and look for sprite. You need to click the plus button, and then you just search for hide. Oh, enabled maybe. Oh, visible. There we go. Now we have a. Or no, we find the function set visible. So now we know that if we want to change the visibility or hide something, we can just go get the sprite and go set visible false. Right? Oh, it's a typo. So this reference, very handy. And you might just, as you're browsing, you might come across something like, oh, what is this? Menu item. Create your own custom menu item objects. Create an empty menu item. Oh, that's cool. That might be useful for when I do the menu and stuff. So, yep, it's nice to have all this. This is your best friend when you're coding. Any reference is your best friend. So whether you're using Cocross 2D or any other game engine out there or any library, you want to keep this window open at all times. Right. And your second resource is going to be Google when you run into issues or bugs. Luckily, enough people use this that most of the basic things that you run into, people would have already asked and solved them. So that's also useful. How long has this video gone on for? It's the longest intro ever. Right. So what I plan to do today is basically this lot view thing. It's not quite complete at the moment. So I'm going to get it to read from my lot model and then insert that into the home scene, which is the scene that shows the alleyway. And you see here I've added a background sprite, which is the alleyway, but this isn't the right way to go about this. You want to add your lot view, which is a view that takes a model. That way you can tell it what lot you want to show, and it will show it rather than having to just set an image, because an image doesn't really mean anything. You need all the other information, such as where to put the vending machine, what's going on in the lot at the moment, etc., etc. So I'm just gonna code this, and I'm just gonna cut it here. I'm gonna cut the video, and I'll be back once I've done all that, and I'll go over what I've done. All right, so well, I went ahead and did that, and drum roll. It looks exactly the same, but that's because it's supposed to. I only really did this to get closer to the finished product in terms of how the code works. Now, all I really had to do was get rid of the image from here, make a new lot model, and basically I'm just passing in the background image as one of the properties of this lot model here, and make a lot view and add it. And I just copy pasted the background image code into the lot view itself. The reason I'm doing this is so that I don't have to put all the code to animate people. Like, you might have someone coming around walking over here, or I don't know what else might happen, like some coins might pop or something. I don't know. I want that to happen inside the lot view so that this home scene file doesn't get too big, and also so that I can switch between lot views and maybe even have more than one running at the same time in a split screen view or something like that. Now, one thing, one issue I ran into was this project JSON file. For some reason, you have to put in the name of all your JavaScript files into here. It's kind of redundant considering they're already listed here, but I think the game engine uses this to do its over-the-air updating. So for instance, what's an example? For instance, what you can do is you can go here and you can, while this is open, you can just change a value like the scale, and it'll instantly update. Just save it and it resets the game. And that's why it needs this file here, so that it knows what JavaScript files to check to update. And yeah, if you're getting some weird error, like something's undefined, you should make sure that your file's added into here. I want to go to fix this set local z order. Oh man, I don't know where this is. This is set local z order. Oh, there we go. Why fix that? Oh, fantastic. No more weird error coming down. All right, that's all for today. I think I've gone on long enough. That was episode number 4, and I'll see you next time.